Morning team. Oh, let's fix that. There we go. It's coming. There we go. Don't worry about the camera. It fixes itself in a minute. Let's get through everything here. Lots to get through. Moving up again off a cooler CPI print. Let's see if that helps. Not really. This is why it'd be nice if the new camera worked. There we go. Okay. So CPI print came in a little bit cooler. It's still a bit fuzzy, isn't it? Never mind. Let's get through this and then I'll fix it. CPI print came in a little bit cooler. We offered that drift down, held PDC, and we're going for that push. All right. You can see, like we talked about yesterday at the open, all the time we're up there, the Bollinger Bands are going to start expanding upside. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit more room. We need the 5-day to start catching up and doing this kind of trend play if we're really going to go. And at some point, maybe when the 20 days up here, I expect that little mean reversion and then a continuation. Probably back to all-time highs as long as the news keeps being good. Remember, we drove and broke down under here when tariffs came. All right, we're now, this was escalation, this was more escalation, this was the big China tariff, and this was the pause, and now we're in de-escalation, coming back towards the top side. All right, so we have got room to drive up, but the location is getting worse and worse. Think about the weekly move. We've already done a huge weekly move because of the gap. All right, one thing I want to pay attention to today, ES is coming into a very, very big level. If we think about ES, basically these levels here, all right, are SBR levels. All right, support becomes resistance. This is where the buyers got trapped. All right, any buyer who was participating from November last year, all right, this is their pain point. They've been underwater all this time. The question is, do they sell into this to take some of their risk off, in which case we get a pullback, or are we just full on risk on and we squeeze through? We are in a buy the dip scenario right now, so I want to be careful thinking about that risk off scenario, because timing that it really will not be easy. But that's something we definitely have to consider, of like how much more juice has this got. Okay, into the hourly. Those of you who were with me in Discord, we eventually caught that. It took all day yesterday to set up. Eventually we got the drive up, and we talked about once we do this, it's likely to need to form a new right shoulder, which it's done. It's a bit of a quasi, right? But we held key levels overnight. And if you were trading overnight, you had a very, very easy session. Very, very easy session. It was very clear, wasn't it? All you have to do is look up here. Once we created this high, started to roll over, back down to where we found bids, create this right here. This is your right shoulder, left shoulder, head, and there's the squeeze, and CPI did a pull push, pulled back into PDC, and this key level here, and is moving higher. All right, so bias so far it remains upside, but we're running out of good location to aim for. It's the biggest problem we have right now. And you just saw it on the daily. We're just drifting higher. If we have a look at the VIX, right, VIX underneath 18s now. We're into low teen territory. Where's my VIX? All right, we are into low teen territory. This is risk on territory. Oh, okay. This is consolidation and maybe risk off territory. This is risk on territory. Under 20s as we drift back towards teens. If you look at a daily, you're going to see what I mean, right? These are times where we're making all-time highs. If we start to get down into here, all right, this is risk off, sort of, I'd say above here, risk off, under here, risk on. We are going risk on. You can see it. We're driving higher right now in the market. Let's have a quick look at the mag. Everything's probably going to be the same. So consolidation at highs for Apple, right? You're basically looking at one of these. Microsoft, same thing. Looking to break out. Amazon, same thing. Looking to break out. Google, the same thing, kind of. It doesn't look quite as nice, but it is still making higher lows. It's looking to break out. Google's got to try and get back up to this level here. Remember, this was the news about Apple having or borrowing AI technology for a search engine, right? So I expect Google to get back up here. And to be honest, I expected to do this and go because that was a major overreaction over a whole lot of nothing. Meta, just an absolute monster. 650 coming up. Yeah, 650 coming up. We can think about some of these retracement levels there. This is what I mean about location, or you've got to be careful. Coming into 61s, you can see it. I'm just used to seeing that now. So the hardest thing is going to be the location of some of these. Nvidia on an absolute ripper. Tesla holding its gap. There's the gap up. Potential to go higher if it builds it. So all the mag look very, very good. They all look good. The question really is just how much juice do we have left in the tank? And that's the only question that we're asking right now. If we're going to keep going higher, the stops are CPI. We can think about these hourly levels. Oh, I had you on the wrong chart. Oh, no. No, what a terrible start. We can think about these CPI levels. The CPI high we left previous day high. If we're going to catch bids here, the continuation squeezes up into this block really. All right, and these are just hourly levels. These are like where we had hourly pain points over here. All right, old closes, you can see this. All right, base, drop. We're through this. We're coming into these guys here. All right, this is like swing points for shorts is where we're starting to head. But again, if we think about the move that we've done so far this week, it's already rather big. It doesn't mean it can't keep going higher. Absolutely can, but I want to be careful with location. If we just think about this weekly move, this is already massive. All right, here's your weekly move from Sunday to Monday already. It's a big move, big move, and we're coming into this key area. All right, on a weekly, this is where we went sideways and we finally broke down from. So I really don't want to be getting long into these guys. I don't mind sitting a session out. The easy money came in London. That was the easy buyback opportunity. Now I just want to sort of wait, see what the market presents this morning. We've not based above those CPI highs. That's something definitely to note right now. All right, we've left that CPI after stealing the liquidity above previous day high, but we are basing right now above PDH and PDC. How we act in this area here will be key for sentiment the rest of the day if we're going to get a continuation of a squeeze. You can see it's fairly steep up. So really I'm looking to see, do we find a bid somewhere in here for a continuation? All right, if we don't find a bid there and we start to roll, these are possible. Obviously, we have that gap all the way down here. I really don't think there's any reason for the market to want to visit that. So I'm still in a buy the dip kind of scenario, but I'm just very, very aware of how high up we are. So a little bit iffy is what I'm trying to say. It's not the easiest day to come to the market. Lots of other traders have had the fun already. All right, lots of traders have had the fun already. All the guys that traded Asia got an easy sort of drift back down to buy it back up. London just had to buy it back up, and you know, CPI came in line or slightly cooler, so no big scare there, and we've broken out. So interested how we hold up in these levels, maybe down here for this Globex level, and then we'll see what's what. Definitely not looking to execute at the open today, not looking to go risk on at the open. Let's have a look at the ETFs. Same story here on the ETFs across the board. They're nicely in line. So looking to see if QQQ holds 50, what you might as well call it 509. Can the Qs hold 509, those old highs that they put in yesterday, pre-market and after hours? For the spiders, I'd say anywhere from PDC, basically 83 down to 82.20, maybe a bit deeper. Do they find a bid there? Remember, if we start to find a bid, you're going to see that sort of tapering move, sorry, if we fail to find a bid, if we can't get a new leg higher, if we start to do this and bulls start to lose it, you're going to see this. I'm not going to be really rushing the short. If the short's going to come, it's going to come there, and it's probably going to come later in the week, unless we have some news event, you know, which really shifts the market down in a big kill zone. I'm really thinking about how can I buy this market, or maybe a scalp short for counter rotation, but really I don't really want to focus on those. Just like yesterday, I was very much focused on the longs. We didn't really get them on stream, but I tell you what, as soon as the stream finished yesterday, we got them in Discord. Lots of guys in Discord with me. Made lots of money yesterday, which is great. Nice, easy play. All right, let's get through some hellos. See who's in chat this morning. Good morning, Clint, Miguel, Jesse, John, Jeff, Aaron, Christy, Gopher Hill, TR, Thumper, Richard, Lyndall, Abe, Leron, Vince, Ramus, Jacob Up One, Mark, Brad, Brandon, Ash, Mike, Andrus, Willa, Aaron, Mindful Matters, Marek, Raphael, Aga, Trentry, Paul G, Emmett, DK, Michael Pope, Juan Carlos, Eva, Minix, Alan, Indicator, Gus, Capt. Good morning, everyone. How do you access the Discord? Just go to the bottom of the course, DK, at the bottom of the course once you finish the course, but you can do it early if you want. There is an email to use to get access. Little sip of coffee here. Give me a second, folks. All right, about 3 minutes. We've got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Saudi presser today. Let me have a look. Financial juice. Core CPI. Bailey talking. 52-week bill. I haven't got anything scheduled. Doesn't mean it's not there. Biggest news left will be tonight. You got Japanese PPI tonight and Germany CPI. Can't see anything. Let me have a look, Bowden. Let me have a look at some other sources quickly. Hang on. I think you're right. What is this? Great. Fantastic. Trump talking again at this press conference, is he? All right, well, we just have to be smart then, folks. Like we saw yesterday, market either reacts to him or it just goes in consolidation and waits for him to finish talking. Yesterday, the move was very obvious where it wanted to go. They made it extra hard. All right, here we go. Here's the open. Let's see how we go here, folks. Here's the open. We're going to see how we react. I'm also going to mark off this CPI low, which is basically previous day close. I want to see how we act here as well. But you can probably tell from my attitude this morning, I'm not expecting huge things this morning, given we had that really good drive yesterday. And after that, we've had a pullback and then continuation. In the morning, we've had CPI, which has come out pretty much in line. Watching just some of this liquidity on the book. 980s, 950, 925, 850, 825, 800. That's where liquidity is resting right now. What's going on here? my stream back up so I can see it. So holding that Globex high for now, those old highs that we talked about. Basically, I can mark it out. Basically, these sort of levels here. Do we find dips into these, or do we still let go? I'm not looking to just buy straight away. Like, interested to see the reaction. You've got a mixed bag on the mag as well. That kind of is fairly telling. Tesla, 1/3% down. Nvidia, almost 2% up. Meta, 0.82% up. Google, trying to go green or stay green. Amazon, 1% up. Microsoft, 0.83% down. Apple, 0.08% down. Now just gone red to green. So, you know, mixed bag. Can just wait for this trend to develop today. Not in a rush at all. If they're going to hold dips, then we're going to keep drifting and squeezing higher. The one concern is that we're running out of room. We are right into supply on the daily time frames and stuff. So want to be smart. We're definitely in a buy the dip kind of playbook right now. But I want to be smart. I don't really want to be getting long at supply. The longs yesterday, remember we had to wait. It's going to be a similar thing today. We had to wait for enough shorts to be trapped. All right, under here. And then as soon as I got off stream, you can see 9, 10, 9.20, we go up. And we talked about this as well, playing out for an end of day squeeze, which is what we got. To go higher, you need shorts trapped in. So do shorts keep attacking? Are they short versus CPI high? I don't know right now. I mean, the CPI print was pretty much in line. My bias is to go higher. It's just how do I get involved for that move right now? Market trying to catch a bid. All of the market's starting to go green here. Other than Microsoft. Microsoft's been lagging the last 2 days, interestingly. Also very possible, folks, that after such big moves the last few days that we need to go into some consolidation, all right, and wait for Thursday. Thursday, we've got Powell talking. We've got another big news print. Very, very possible that we go into some sort of holding pattern until then. But VIX is trading at low of day, 1770s. That is a risk-on environment. I'd like to find a way to get long today if possible, but we're just going to have to wait and see. I can't believe that that morning pullback will be it, like a 1-bar pullback and a hold in front of Globex, but maybe it is. But so far we're trading inside that CPI print. All right, we've left liquidity both sides, so just want to wait. Let it pick a direction. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon. Also need to put on this right here. There we go. All right, dips so far holding. It looks like it wants to try and take out CPI high. ES is just sideways. SPY sideways. Qs are trying to catch a bid. VIX is just at low of day. So relative strength in the Qs. Qs almost 0.5% up on the day. ES just 0.11% up on the day. It feels like Qs want to take out that CPI for now. Lots of liquidity here. 50, 55, 60, 65. Nice to see a book a little bit thicker the last few sessions. Hit the trade up perfectly yesterday just after I finished stream. Was pleased how I managed it. Well done, Bowden. Yeah, it was a nice long. Very nice long. We grabbed the same thing in Discord. Exactly the same thing. All right. CPI, is it taken or about to get taken? Did they take it and double top there? So you would expect them to come and run that liquidity. ES is stuck at previous day high right now. You would expect some of these to get run. It's just, are they ready to do it out the gate? New low of day here on the VIX. Market feels like it wants to get going here. It's just going to make it almost impossible to get involved, I have a feeling. Fairly extended from those flow zones. Didn't take CPI out. ES stuck at PDH right now. You would expect a little run of that CPI print, at least just to quickly run the liquidity. But, I mean, ES is a fairly long way away, so it's going to have to play catch up if we're going to do it. Market looks okay other than Google. Google lagging behind, 0.75% down. Microsoft 1/3% down here. Do they come and take this CPI high out? And then what do they do afterwards if they do it? Come on, Ninja, move my charts around for me. So not enough follow through yet to get through CPI. I think it will probably come. I would find it unlikely that they dangle it that close, but you know, who knows? I would imagine we come and take out this CPI high and then pop through it, and then if that's the move done for the day and there's nothing else left, then that's it. QQQ did take a. Oh, that's something to note. QQQ, the ETF, did take out the high. We have divergence between the Qs and the NQ there. All right, QQQ did take out that CPI high. You want to be careful there. We have divergence between the ETFs and the futures. Worth noting. Yes, trying to base and make a 5-minute flag here at previous day high. It's not been able to get through it yet. I'm watching this closely if it's going to start going. Apple red, Microsoft red, Google red, everything else green. Are they going to have the juice here to get going? No refresh seller up here. We should just go. It's interesting that they're not just going. ES cannot get through that previous day high. It's a big problem for it. You would imagine they try and build to go here. There we go. Did we pop it? Popped it by a tick, I think. ES trying to join in now. Through the previous day high. Does it have any juice left to get going any further? Don't like what I'm seeing on the board though. Tesla now red, Google red, Microsoft red, Apple red. Does Tesla find a bid here on its closing price? Okay, there's definitely a clear out of CPI. CPI definitely got taken there. Morning, Idris. Morning, Zach. Q's looking strong, even though the not sure about the mag. I'm gonna be honest. Mag doesn't look the best. Apple now 0.5% down. Microsoft 1/3% down. Google 1% down. Tesla flirting with red to green, green to red. Nvidia's green 2.6. Meta green 1.6% up. 1.61% up. Amazon over 2% up. But market is it's not all in alignment. Not right now. The market all starts going green for a push. It's you have a bit more confidence for this move, but so far you've got a mixed bag. Like I said, not expecting a lot today. We are in a buy the dip, drift higher environment, but the location is getting worse and worse and worse. Right, they're selling up into 90. The seller up at 90. Through that, not a huge amount in the book. 125, 150, 200. Not a huge amount though, fairly small orders. How long we got until this orb set? Another 4 or 5 minutes. So it looks like ES is trying to do the same thing now. It's looking for that CPI high on the ES. VIX finding a bit of a bid. I'm just watching the mag here to see if they're going to go green or not. Apple now over 0.5% down. Back to that CPI print. Do we or are we able to base over this, or are we going to flush back down towards flow zones? You know, we don't have a whole lot of structure in here, lower time frame. We managed to hold dips in this level this morning and a straight push out, but we lack, I would say, lack a little bit of structure in this move up. ES still not taken out previous day CPI high. It's trying to find a bid at previous day high right now on the ES. Not looking to execute anything here. So failing there, failing through previous day high now on the ES. This is what I was saying. Look at the mag, Tesla red, Google red, Microsoft red, Apple red. So I wasn't looking to execute longs up there. It's too dangerous right now. They're going to have to build out liquidity. We're right, like we talked about at the open, we're banging right into the big daily levels. They will have to build out liquidity and trap shorts in a bit like yesterday if we're going to go higher. And I'll need to see everything start to prove itself for me. For me right now, there's no setup here. Bias is bullish, momentum's good, location is terrible. Are enough people trapped in right now for a continuation? I don't know. Time will tell. Long day ahead. Opening range about to be set in the next minute. Morning, Tyson. So flow zone still holding for now. ES recovered that PDH. These are the big levels. If we build liquidity out here for some form of flag to go higher, possibly I'll be interested. But let's see how this opening range prints. We've got 10 seconds left. We've got 100-point range, just over, about 110 points or something. There we go. There's your all print. Nice, Tyson. Yeah, new indicators look good. It looks pretty good so far. Pretty happy with it. Signaling really well. As you buy this morning. You just need to combine this with, you know, just very basic setups. We're bullish. Here's demand, and we go up. Just have to wait right now. No big directional momentum here, folks. All right, this is why I'm just like being patient here this morning. I think the best move happened overnight, and so we now have to wait and let it build out. Very much like yesterday. Zero happening here, folks. I'll make a coffee in a minute. ES is still holding its previous day high. Okay, ES is trying to build a flag to get up to CPI highs. QQQ, NQ already took it out. You've got Apple down 0.58%, Microsoft down 0.18%, Google down 0.81%, Amazon up 2.38%, Meta up 1.59%, Nvidia up almost 3%, Tesla up 0.25%. So Trump speaking 10. Thank you, Raphael. Maybe the market's just waiting on for that. I would be surprised if the market does too much before Thursday. Given the size of the weekly move, it wouldn't surprise me to see, a couple of consolidation sessions into Thursday. It would not surprise me at all. ES is trying to build that flag out. You can see it on a 5-minute. It wants to get up to that CPI high, but we'll see. Patience, team. All right, if you're trying to click buttons right now, you're in danger. We are inside our opening range. We are bullish in terms of momentum. Location is not ideal right now, but we are bullish in terms of momentum. New Audi bar coming in 10 minutes. We've already taken the CPI high. It's possible we want to drift higher into that top Bollinger Band. It's also possible the SPY and the ES get stuck up here. They are at big levels like we talked about pre-market. Big levels. Where we broke down from on daily and weekly charts, where all those buyers are stuck since November last year. All right, any buyer from November last year all the way up there until, what was the point that we broke down? Till Feb, I guess. Any from November, so you got November, December, January, February. You got 4 months of buyers stuck, and we're approaching the levels where they're stuck. All right, so that's the question: do they start trimming and getting break even, or have they been doubling down and looking for a drive out for new all-time highs? And see, ES definitely wants to do this 5-minute flag on the previous day high for a move to CPI highs. It's just whether it's got the juice or not. Microsoft trying to find a bit of a bid. Google the weakest one right now. Here we go. Here's the approach of the opening range high here. Here's the flag. So we're starting to get some go here. So flow zone's held. GCC US Summit now. The US and Saudi, that's half an hour ago. I haven't seen anything new here. All right, continuation then. Watching ES for that move to CPI high. So that flag held. You had the same thing. on ES. This held for this move, and on ES, this was previous day high. That's what I was talking about. Nice clean move on ES. Are they able to get continuation here for a bigger squeeze up now? This is what the question is. Can ES get up to CPI high, basically? All right, have we squeezed out and we're going to roll over? I have no idea. You would imagine ES wants to get up to that CPI high. We are in a buy the dip kind of environment in this market. It's just, you know, how much juice have we got left in this market right now without a more significant pullback? QQQ coming into supply. All right, the start of my supply box on QQQ is right here. 1145 or 1150 all the way up to 513.77. ES is definitely in supply. I mean, SPY is definitely in supply here as well, but we are starting to chomp through it. Like I said, it's a buy the dip scenario, but the location's not ideal. We didn't really trap any bears today. Maybe it's just going to be a straight momentum day up. We'll have to see. Yeah, it's live on Fox right now. I can see it. Let's see if we can get this up. Book's thinned out a little bit here. Trump to speak at 10 o'clock, top of the hour. All right, ES almost at CPI. While we do this, because I don't think I'm going to get trading beforehand, definitely not going to be chasing this. I'm just going to grab a coffee and a little reload on the coffee. Sorry, team. Fresh coffee brewing. All right, some liquidity up here. 15s and 20s, 115s, 120s. That's where they're aiming for right now. ES is going for that CPI high. It's definitely where ES is trying to get to. If you look at ES, you can see it's just holding flow zones, holding previous day high. It's in that grind higher kind of momentum. So I'd say we're looking for that drift into sort of 150s to 215s here. Up here. This is next block for NQ if it's really going to get going today. I would have preferred to see some bears get trapped in here before we just, you know, go for a move straight upside. But yesterday was, you know, there was a decent amount of consolidation yesterday. And if today's the breakout day, then it is possible we don't pull back. If everyone's still stuck from yesterday, you know, always a risk when we're 5 minutes out from Trump talking. Yes, about to take that level. 85.50 is going to take it. That's your CPI, actually low-hanging fruit. Once that's gone, which it's just taken, all right, that's your CPI gone. Okay, so all shorts who were short in CPI or versus CPI from that 8:30 newsprint, They're now out the money. They just got their stops taken. The question is, are we getting continuation higher, or are we going to take one side and come back for the other side? Big squeeze up, almost into the top or the start of this supply block. This was quite nice, but this was much nicer on ES, given that it still had left the CPI liquidity up here. Much nicer trade on ES this morning with a low hanging fruit to aim for. So ES keep driving through that first block now on the SPY, I would say. See what we can aim for. Sort of 86s left on the SPY would be next, I'd say. What is this level here? Let's pull this guy out. It's crazy how far back I'm having to look right now. Just being patient here. Omar, not really looking for dips. We're in a drift higher, and just I didn't feel comfortable taking the morning dip down into here. I wanted to see a little bit more before doing it, rather than a straight down. But you know, so far we're it is possible, folks, that we have a big trend squeeze day today. It's just the location is terrible, but it is possible that they do it, because yesterday, if we look back to yesterday, there was a lot of consolidation. All right. This was all consolidation. This is our breakout. But the problem is we're very close to the locations. You wanted to be a buyer down here in London, right? This was the location to buy from, wasn't it? Here. You wanted to be a buyer here, holding for this. I don't really want to buy a buyer up here. But the problem with trading New York sometimes is this is what happens. All right, they should be coming live soon. I've got the stream up. It's still not seeing them yet. It's live on Fox Business YouTube for anyone that wants it. We're already getting fairly close to that Bollinger Band on the daily as well. Say 220 max pain it can go for on a bull. Okay, I can hear my coffee's just finished. Let me pour this out. right, still no Trump, still continuation to squeeze. No, I'm not long, Yulima. Unfortunately not. Haven't seen what I wanted this morning. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, but this trade on ES was better than here. This was a really nice trade on ES because of its positioning. If we look at this trade on ES, right, it's previous day high here. It had something to aim for. Much better trade on the ES after this dip. Really nice. And here, previous day high. I'm also pretty tired tonight and today. I think my dog might need surgery again. She's been limping for the last 12 hours, which is not good. So mine's a little bit distracted as well. VIX finding a bid here, back testing towards 1780, 1790, while the ES is moving up, while the NQ is moving up. Apple still down, Google still down. Like I said, the best trades today came in London. I was obviously fast asleep, being that I live on the West Coast. But if you traded London today, you had a very easy buy opportunity. I don't know, Raphael. She squealed yesterday, and she can't put any weight on her right leg. So hopefully it's not a ligament again, because we've already gone through surgery on her left one. But it probably is a ligament again. Yeah, tests are not bad. I mean, it's 1.43% up. I don't think that's really called ripping, Johnny. Not when Nvidia's 3.75% up. So it's an okay push for Tesla, but given that Tesla can do 10% days, it's not huge yet. Thanks, Christy. Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. The worst thing is if she's going to need surgery, I am away in June in Europe. I'm away in August in Europe. I'm away end of August in Mexico. So that surgery is like a 3-month recovery just to be able to put weight on it again. So don't know what I'd do. It might be, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I haven't thought about it yet. Either cancel trips or have to delay the surgery if she needs it. Hopefully she doesn't need it, but I've got a bad feeling about this one. I recognise the cry. All right, tapping into this supply block here then. Trump's still not talking. Fantastic. It's just like yesterday. Everyone just hold your breath and wait for him to not show up. Top of supply here for the SPY. I have it at sort of 85.90, so you might as well call it 86. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it, DK, seeing them like that? I've got a feeling she's already got a bad hip on her right side, but now she's bending her knee inwards. That's normally the knee ligament. It's normally their equivalent of a cruciate ligament. She yelped yesterday playing in her bed by herself, so I don't know if she got it stuck or something or what happened. Poor little girl. All right, we're just in a slow drift, which means shorts are stuck. Still not seeing anything here, but when we get a slow drift up like this, it means shorts are stuck. I definitely can't buy the high of day. We're not getting a deep pullback. We're not even pulling back to 1 minute flow zones, let alone anything else. It might be one of those continuation days like we talked about. So would have liked to have been a buyer in London. Exactly, Jake. That's when you get divergence in the tape. So someone will get hurt. So I'm just waiting for a bit more alignment. Google trying to claw some back here, as is Apple. If they all start going green together, might get a monster move. But I would like a deeper pullback, trap some shorts in, and to see that pullback absorbed, like an inverse head and shoulders or a W on a key level. And then I'll think about getting long. Definitely not buying up here. If I've missed it, I've missed it. Whatever. Like, it's just a trading session, and that's how you have to think. I'm definitely not going to be chasing in, as we just, every little move is just up, 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 up. This is how shorts get cooked. And when we do a big squeeze out, shorts blow out, and then we give it all back, and then we go back. That's normally the type of thing that you see with price action like this. I don't understand what this red line is, though. Weird. There we go. Still no Trump. Yeah, Adam, just don't think about how much you need. Do the opposite. Just think about the trade. China finance minister to cancel additional tariffs imposed on the US under 2 later rounds of measures. Ministry would reduce the 34% tariffs to 10%. This is very bullish talk. Starting May 14th, tomorrow. Trump announces 600 billion Saudi investment commitment. Can't see him talking live, so maybe just that Fox stream's down. The substantial reduction in tariffs between China and the US meets the expectations of producers and consumers in both countries, and it's conducted to economic and trade exchanges between the two countries. All right, that's very, very bullish news. So continuation higher. We are in a squeeze day here. I'm looking for a deep pullback to wash out some of these bulls where we've gone straight up into supply. And then I want to see them trap. Nice work, Tyson. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, that link is not working. What is this shite? There we go. Iowa. Let's go. Nice work, Mike. So starting to see some pullback here in front of 5,900 on the ES. All right, that's the level. Big psychological level there. Lovely Jaking up one. Of previous day high. Yeah, it was nice down here. Very good. It was the opening print you took, basically. I was waiting for it to settle down a bit, but maybe waited too long. Old POC up here is there. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, I see it. From March 3rd or whatever it is. Good eyes, Tyson. If we get through this, we've got that run up into 350 possibly. Everything's just being absorbed. There's no deep pullback. Every single thing being absorbed here. I'll really need these bulls to be run out a little bit before I think about joining. But volume is very, very bullish. And we just keep drifting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. There's our first failed attempt to go higher there on the NQ. Divergence versus the ES. And they've already caught it. Crazy. Shorts have got to be cooked in this right now. I want like a deep flush pullback. VIX starting to do that sort of bear flag look here. Watching ES at 5,900. That's the big level right now. Can ES get through that? It's through it now. $190 is where the liquidity is on NQ. So are they going to get a squeeze here for a continuation? Nothing's happening with Trump, by the way, if you're wondering. Absolutely nothing going on there. ES trying to get going here. Here's the squeeze. I can't be entering this. It's going to go without me. This is way, way too late for me. It's not a gap. This isn't a gap. This is supply. It's supply based on hourlies. And then the next level up here. Oh, too distracted this morning. VIX starting to do that bear flag. Test, nice work. Like I said, I wanted to be long. I wanted to be long in London, really. We're going to get a big squeeze day here by the looks of it. Shorts are absolutely wrecked. Here's the break. Q's going through supply now. I'd say this 26 is key. Let's get this right, level 226 or so. And then there's a move up to 340s, 350s. Big old squeeze here in the market. Looking to join long, not looking to short this, that's for sure. We've been in a buy the dip scenario. Just really wanted to buy that London dip. I think that's what's got in my head today. This was what I wanted right here. I wasn't here for it. Didn't take this at the open, and we've gone. So just have to sit now. It's okay. It's part of trading sometimes. I'm not going to catch absolutely everything that moves. Yesterday we had a really good day, especially in the afternoon. Yeah, TR, I mean, there wasn't any big bearish volume created today. I would agree. But I think it's that shape that we created yesterday. This here. This is where they're trapped. They're short here. They're short here. We don't break this down. We hold this pullback. This is where they're trapped. This is why I'm saying I wanted to get long here. This is the H1 flow zones here as well. So I've just got to wait now. Exactly. Yesterday and months back now. I remember the news is very bullish. There is genuine buying coming in here now. Like a move from 200% to 110% to 80% to 10% tariffs on China makes a big difference to the economy. The location's getting worse and worse and worse. The higher up we go without offering that pullback, the worse it's going to get. At some point today, it will give a pullback. It would give probably a nasty pullback where there's some profit taking, you would imagine. And that's where the bears will get trapped in. And that's where I'll look to try and participate. But right now, no sign of it. All of the market now green, by the way, as well, is what we were talking about. Trying to look at levels like that SPY might want to reach into next. I'd say next one is sort of around 590. Some 4-hour lows down there that we can probably tap back into. No. So I think SPY has a shot to move towards 590, some old 4-hour lows down there. Trump now talking. Had a big squeeze up here, folks. There's been no pullback yet to get involved in. Shorts just getting cooked, adding and adding and adding and adding into it. You were either in this early, maybe the opening range break, maybe you took that. Yeah, nice work, team. Like I said, I'm only human. I can't get everything all the time. I was waiting to see what I wanted, didn't see what I wanted exactly, so probably hesitated on some other stuff. Exactly, the orb, yeah. The orb has paid well. We have a lack of structure in this move, though. Look at the hourly, look at the 5-minute, straight up. We lack structure, so don't be surprised if and when it finishes the squeeze to give a decent chunk of it back. Yeah, I've just gone full in long up here, Raphael. No, I haven't touched it. I haven't touched a trade this morning. I haven't touched anything. Decent pullback starting to happen here. Finally, let's see how ES acts at that 5,900. Remember, we lack structure on the... Oh, man. We lack structure on the way up. Are they going to talk more now in a different room? VIX starting to push a little bit here, folks. Be careful if you've been long in this. You need VIX to start failing here in front of 18s. Again, I'm just going to sit and wait. We're nowhere near a level that I'm interested in executing in. I'm not going to get long up here. I'm going to need to see bulls get taken out, some form of trap. I want to be very, very cautious. Remember, your job is to preserve your capital first. So if it's not offered you a location to get long, some of you make good money. Congrats. But if you're feeling tempted to buy here, you're asking for it. Even if it ends up work for you, you'll end up teaching yourself bad habits. Do not be chasing into trades. Seriously, it's 20 past 7 and there's a guy trimming his hedge outside my house. Are you joking? Yeah, I think it is, TR. All right, here we go. Trump going to start talking now. Still holding flow zones for now. Still around this supply. Yeah, still holding 5,900 for now. Still flat. Still not touching anything. Just waiting here. Oh, he's not talking. He's just signing something. We're right into the top Bollinger Band up here as well, folks, on the daily. Right here. So from a statistical point of view, don't expect it to go too much more. It's 2 sigmas up. Watching a buyer stack up here, 205, 200, 190. No, nothing's happening here. All right, dip still holding. ES still holding 5,900. No deep pullback here. Like everything very, very shallow. If you move to a 1 minute, you'll see it. Very, very shallow pullbacks. Holding all flow zones here. Market all green now. Nvidia the strongest one today, over 5% up. Again, not doing anything here, folks. I'm going to turn this off because nothing's happening. Should be long and I'm not long, so I just got to sit now. If I don't get the entry that I want, then I have to wait. Crazy how quickly fear and greed indexes moved. I think in the space of a month, we've moved from 4 on extreme fear to 70 in Greed. Crazy. No new high made yet. You'd expect it's coming, but again, I'm not playing here. Yeah, Musk not scheduled to talk till tomorrow. I know he's talking to tomorrow on AI technology and stuff like that in Saudi. All right, failing to make a new high, watching carefully here. Don't really want to take the shorts today. They're counter trend. Shorts are stuck in the market. Even if it does give the opportunity, I really would rather be buying back this market when it's finished, a pullback leg. I would like to see something much deeper for me to be interested in buying so that I've got some good RR. We've taken all the key liquidity out. We've gone right into the top Bollinger Band. We're digging into higher time frame supply. It's not an area I want to execute long in, and no momentum has shifted into a short. And even if you take the short, you must know that you are looking for a pullback short. That's all you are taking, because the higher time frame wants to go higher. So all you're doing is taking a lower time frame short. You have no trend alignment. Remember, look at the top right. Everything's bullish right now. So you're short. If you're going to take a short today, it will need to be see money, take money. For example, if you failed under here and it stayed heavy and it came down anywhere around here, I'd be locking in some profits, expecting them to buy the market back. These are days which test you as a trader when we've moved a decent range, 273 points, and you're not in it. These are the days that test you. Very easy to get yourself stuck on a day like this because you get FOMO and you want to chase, or you get annoyed and you go the other side. For me, I'm just going to stay flat. I'm going to stay flat and wait. It will either give me an opportunity to play or it won't. And that's okay. We had a great day yesterday. It's important to know not every day is going to be the same. The opportunity today was there, but boy, oh boy, do I wish I was trading London today. I think I would have just started taking profit into this red zone here. And would have been up very, very nice. I probably entered around here. 800s. What a beautiful trade that would have been. Starting to see sell pressure coming. Watching ES into 5,900 to see if they absorb it there. Remember, likely that we absorb dips today. Yeah, initial balance now set, so we can play IB. Do you know what I'm also going to do? I'm going to do a new anchor. Get rid of you, and let's put one on from the print. All right, that's our anchor off the open. To do the same on Ninja now. Everything's still absorbed. Nice, shaking up one. Beautiful work. Beautiful, beautiful work. You don't predict anything, Adam. You trade what's in front of you. Like, what is this? What is this level here? It's where we broke out from. What's this? Retest. What's this? Momentum shift, reclaim. What's that? Upside. How do you predict it? I don't know. Let's have a look at what we were looking at yesterday in the Discord on H1. Looking for these dips, or as I said, we'll be looking for the dips. Can afford to come back to 850 if it wants. 2-leg pullback to trap more shorts in. Something like this to go higher. Where did we move to? Wow. 835. Where did I say long when we reclaimed 880? So I was there or thereabouts. And it's just understanding key levels. Just understanding key levels. We were looking for that yesterday. It's exactly what we were looking for in the afternoon. We're saying can afford a big pullback there. It's just basic structure. That's all it is. It's waiting for it to back test structure and then seeing if buyers turn up. And when momentum starts to go bullish, we play bullish. That's all it is. Because the higher time frame wants to go up. So if we're coming back to where we broke out from, we want to buy that level when we move back into a bullish cycle, right? Right now, we're near supply. I don't really want to buy when we've gone straight up. Where would the back test be? Where's some key structure? Here. All of this is a squeeze, all right? So unfortunately, I've missed it. So I would need to wait for some form of back test or into here like a 50% pullback and then like a W or like an inverse head and shoulder for me to think about any continuation. Obviously, if it doesn't do that, if we come down here and it's straight down and it does this, I'm not going to keep buying it because it can come all the way back into here if it wants. Very, very possible. So all that trading is understanding the location and understanding the momentum. Most people get those two things wrong. They do two things. They see it come up here into supply. Oh, come on, TradingView, don't do this. Into supply, and they go short, 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 blow up because they don't wait for the momentum to change. Or they go long here, and this time they would have got away with it because momentum's good, but the location's terrible. All right, so you need both those things on your side to have good trades. Oh, sorry, team. All right, let's do that again. Most people, this is where traders go wrong. You need location and momentum. So momentum going up here, location, sellers think, okay, I'm going to short here at supply, but momentum is going up. So they haven't waited for a shift to go down and they blow up, right? Forcing the trade. Or traders jump in long here because they get FOMO looking for continuation because momentum is good, but the location is not good, all right? So we need to wait for liquidity to be built. Really, the best liquidity right now is all the way down here. All right, this is where I should have been executing, probably here. I didn't love that trade, but it worked out. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. It is what it is. Opening range break trade was very good today. Yeah, so you need both those things. You need location and momentum for an A+ trade. We are building out liquidity here. The longer we build out here can be good, all right, for a continuation. The problem is we're right up against the top Bollinger Band. But if we can build out here for a while, it can open this up, it can open this up, which will open this up later. So all those things can be good for us. Biggest liquidity on the book now, all right? There's a buyer at 190. There's a seller at 250. Has the Trump thing stopped? Because I got sick of watching it. Let's have a look. Still going on. Microsoft still red here. The rest of the market green. Apple, really good recovery. Again, I don't want to buy up here. Not interested. I want to see a much deeper drive down. Feels like I'm not going to get a trade right now. And that's okay. I'm trying to talk myself into knowing that that's all right. All right, I'm going to use the bathroom while it's doing all this. Nothing's changing. I'll be right back. All right. All right, still no change. VWAP's far from now. Not really. It's 100 points. Not that far to the New York VWAP. Can happen very quickly. We can do that very quickly. Liquidate this. We're down there. It gets bought back very quickly if it wants. Man, the feed from CNBC is terrible. Is all he doing just signing document after document today? Is that it? Bless him. He must be so bored. He must be so bored. He's getting his plane, yeah. All right. Yeah, it's at that level now. 5,900. Starting to drift below it. Do they find a bid here or not? Or are we going to go all the way back down to maybe a place where we have a little bit more structure? Time will tell very, very soon. We're still inside the initial balance. All right. So as far as trend day is concerned, we are, even though we've had a big, strong trend today, we're not technically in a trend day until we get above it. What I'd like to see is some form of back test. All right. Some form of move down like this to be absorbed. And then we can think about getting long with a partial and a re-add if we're really going to go higher. If we stay heavy, all right, if it's a clear sell opportunity, I'll think about a scalp short, but I don't want to be forcing against momentum. But we have just come into the daily top Bollinger Band. We have just swept the low-hanging fruit. Like, is there much more upside for this market to go into? My feeling was it would go into a holding pattern until Thursday, waiting for the next print and Powell, but who knows? Let's think about the size of today's move. 50% pullback would be into 21,108. 61 would take us right into the opening range if we were really going to do that. VIX finding a bid here, driving back up towards 18. So if VIX starts getting through this, it's going to check previous day low. If it checks through that, we go to previous day close. If we do any of those moves, yeah, exactly, Tyson. This is what I'm saying. Like, we're running out of room on the daily to be a buying opportunity. We need to build out some liquidity on the daily. This is what has me concerned. All right, think about the weekly move. We've gapped up from here. This is what we've done so far this week. That's huge. Let's do the same thing the other way. It's a huge move. And there's no structure. We haven't built any structure. We haven't come and back tested this, which is what you'd want to see. So you'd want the bowl to go up. You'd really want to see a back test of this. You'd want to see buyers come in and firm up if we're really going to go for a rotation higher. Otherwise, we are into supply. I don't want to be buying here without back testing this, or at least doing something like this for a few sessions to do this move. I definitely don't want to be buying right now. We are buying the top side of the week. If we buy here, we've got to hope that we get continuation up here and not a pullback. I want to be buying somewhere where my RR is in my favor. What has just happened there? There we go. It's at 5,900 level on the ES fairly key. Yep, lots of gaps below. Lots of gaps below if it really wants to go for them. It would need a reason to go for them, I would say. Otherwise, we'd probably leave them open for a little bit. I didn't, DK, no. I should have. I should have taken that flag break versus previous day high on ES. That was about as clean as it gets. It was sitting there screaming at me to take it. All right, ES trying to reclaim that 5,900 now. If this is a tiny sweep here and that's enough, shorts are cooked. You would really have wanted to see this drift much, much lower than just take out this wick low and return in. But if it's going to build this now, it can go up. I really want it to come back down into here. Here would be a godsend, but into somewhere here would be nice. Just see Market Watch telling me that the S&P is now green on the year. That's quite funny. Oh. Yeah, you too, Andrew. Have a good day. Have a good session in the gym. I got a funny feeling I'm not going to get anything I want today. That's okay. It's okay. Like I said, just come back the next day, trade again. Possibly a missed opportunity. Like, I'm not too worried that I didn't buy the morning dip. What I'm more probably should have done was buy the flag for the orb break. When I look at that and the flow zones, that's probably the missed opportunity was more likely here from me. I probably should have executed. I can tell I'm frustrated today. Should have executed that. That was the one trade. I'm not bothered that I didn't buy that, but that's probably the trade I should have taken. Okay, ES back under 5,900. It's doing the dance around here on its 2-minute flow zones. Remember, momentum is upside. Location, not very good. A deeper pullback would be good. If you're thinking about a short today, what should I say? God be with you. Like, hopefully it works out for you. But these are the days where, you know, if shorts are getting squeezed out, yes, we're probably overdue a pullback. Yes, we've swept out some liquidity. Yes, it can give a nice little pullback drive down for you. But you better be quick on the trigger. Hey. I feel like SPY wants to revisit its view up here, which could be good for us as a buying opportunity if we're going to get down further. But who knows? Momentum so far, shorts just keep getting stuck, so maybe they don't let it go that far. New hourly bar coming in 10 minutes. We have built a decent amount of volume up here from 196 to 230. All right, if we start to fail under there, it is a little bit thinner. So I'd say there is chance of a deeper pullback if we get stuck in here without breaking a new high. If we do this, this can happen, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see them absorb it later on. But if we just keep doing this, it has the possibility of just grinding up. Yes, back for the 900s again. Microsoft, the only one red right now. I don't trust this this bar yet. Watching the volume in it. We are holding those Momo clouds. Into supply we go. Yes, not really participating here. It's trying to get, well, it is through 5,900, but you'd want really the next pullback to be absorbed. That's how you're going to know. This candle, you want it to come downside, not upside, and you want to see buyers step back into the candle again. So if you're thinking about longing near the highs, you'd want this to hold to sort of 210s, 208, somewhere around there. Beyond my appetite, I tell you that much, but if that's what you're looking at, you'd want that to happen. If they can't hold that, then I'd say this is a push for more sellers to get involved, but let's see. There's still a seller up at 250. There's still a buyer underneath 190 right now. Relative weakness in the ES here. So, still inside your IB here, folks, as well. Just a reminder. Hey. It's rebuilding here to go higher. I'm not buying the highs though, but if it's going to do it, it's going to do it. And then I'm really going to be left with no opportunity. We are holding all flow zones. We're just building out a range here. Biggest problem I see is the ES right now. Are we going to go back to or through these highs here? Looks like it, doesn't it? Have they just built out to go higher? Oh my gosh, they have. Retesting that initial balance high. There goes the IB. I have joined this very small size for the move up to IB, and I've got my stop in the money already, folks. I just didn't want to miss another opportunity. I'm tiny size because I'm late, and I'm going to lock in if it starts failing. Here's retest of IB. Needs to hold these levels for me to stay interested, because otherwise it can be a sweep to go low, especially ES is lagging. I'm watching Microsoft as well. All right, out here, locking in some money, can always reload. Tiny trade, like I said, tiny size because I'm late, but we held flow zones and it started to get going. I'm watching the VIX here, watching ES. ES is not showing me what I'd want to see right now to hold for continuation. Okay, Trentry, I'll get on it later today. See if I can grab it here if you've emailed. I'm assuming this is you. Is it Russell? I'm just doing a short email, but just so you have the link so you can get in, because I'm sure that's priority. There you go. Should have received it. There was two of you asking. Okay, ES is trying to find a bid here to get back towards its IB high. QQQ is at the IB high. Continuation looks possible here. I'm watching very, very closely to see if we're going to get sort of that continuation move versus the IB high or not. Want to be careful if we start failing because you have divergence with the ES and the NQ here today. Holding that IB high for now. Need to see if they can squeeze it. So we're going to get going here today if we're going to squeeze. ES is going to have to join in. If the ES doesn't join in, then, you know, we're going to run out of juice, basically. This is a problem. I'm watching the ES thinking it does not look like it wants to get back up towards those highs right now. It looks exhausted. Relative weakness in the ES. It's only 0.71% up on the day. NQ 1.41% up on the day. We've taken all the low-hanging fruits. There's really not a lot left to trade for. If this is a peak out and we start going back inside here, we will use this to go lower. So if ES can't do this move here to join in, we probably will move the market back down and sweep these guys out. So you want to be cautious here. Okay, sorry, Russell. You're both in now. Sorry, those are short emails, but I hadn't seen them earlier, so just wanted to make sure you both had access. Yeah, like YM and RTY will not move the reason that NQ's up more is because of these China agreements affect the Mag 7 more than anyone. All right, have huge deals in China. All the factories they do are in China. Everything being made in China. So it affects them more than anyone else. Yeah, still struggling here to build liquidity to get higher. VIX potential with a bear flag, but it doesn't look that pretty. So initial balance, just basing around initial balance right now. ES still not up towards its initial balance. Needs to do another 10 odd points to get up there. New hourly candle coming here as well. We've built out lots of volume here. Think about this volume here. We will need to hold bids above this to continue. We can afford, if it breaks down below this, it can afford quite a big lot of relief, can't it? Where's the volume? Next volume's that CPI high. So this is kind of thin in here. There you go, Richard. Just sent it to you. All right, new high of day there on the NQ. Not a new high of day on the ES. Still failing to get up towards its IB. Microsoft is still red on the day. 0.25% down. That thing can't get going. It went green earlier. It's gone back red. Nvidia having a day. 6.25% up. Be very, very careful here. If the ES can't get going, it will probably drag this market back down for a deeper pullback with it. New hourly bar here. Point of control right now in this session is around 215s, 216s, so around here. Again, the momentum is long side, the location's not great. And you've got divergence in the tape. Look at the VIX trying to pick up steam, trying to get back to 18. ES can do that inverted head and shoulder kind of look on a lower time frame if it wants, but not sold on anything yet. Yes, trying. It's trying to build that liquidity. It's just like, are people exhausted? Yeah, I see him. 606 at 260 just came on the tape. Good eyes, Raphael. Nice, Tyson. Base hit day. That's what you want. Lock it in. Don't come back. What are we doing, market? ES is trying to build out that right shoulder to get back to the IB high. That's what it looks like on ES. It's trying to build it out. There's just been no deep pullback here today for me to really get involved in. One little trade and that's it. Seller's still there on the tape, 260. He's at 260. Big size, 600 lot up there. I want to see if they test him and if he's real. If ES starts breaking 8s or 9s, it can do that move to 15s. If it keeps getting stuck here, it's going to be a problem. So this ES range is basically 4s, 904s to 910s, like a 6-point range. It's got to make its decision in. So VIX sort of grinding out slowly upside. It can be a giant bear flag if it really wants. NQ trying to base above the flow zones, above its IB high in some key levels. ES trying to base out, but not above its IB high yet. That's the key thing. And Microsoft now almost 0.5% down. We're into a new hourly bar, and this. Look at the last few hours, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, basically straight up. And we're probably going to keep going straight up until we get the new 4-hour bar at 2 o'clock. So ES failing to break there to the upside. This is what I was saying, got to watch out for. They don't hold these 900s. We probably go lower. And what you need to be careful for on NQ is if this becomes the head. These are key areas they're going to need to absorb here. If they can't absorb this, then you will get late bulls getting stuck. Still just an IB day so far, isn't it? That's all we are. They're trying to absorb here on the ES. If ES starts breaking out upside now through, what was that level I gave you earlier? 10s, basically. It's got a shot. Big if, though. You're seeing selling, like, there's a big battle here around these levels. You can feel it on the tape. This is battlegrounds now between intraday sellers and buyers. Hey, happy birthday, Tyson. Happy birthday, buddy. Never retested, or never even tested, not let alone retested that 600 lot up there. Has ES just caught enough people there to go upside? Has it caught enough? Back to IB we go here on the NQ. Microsoft now approaching 0.60% down. Nvidia back under 130s. We're seeing a little bit of pullback in the market here across the mag. And I'd love to find a buying opportunity here today. I just think I've probably missed it, and it is what it is. Just come back the next day. Building a lot of volume out here. I want to be really careful. If they do not hold the 190s, all right, if they start failing under 200s and 190s, and they don't hold this as a trap, we get a little bit thin in these areas here, all the way down to 75s. All right, so there's like a 120 point move here, potentially, if they don't trap. Market's testing my patience today, testing my ability to just sit out. If ES breaks upside, we get going. That's the thing. Big if, but if it can do it. Watching Nvidia 130s, watching Microsoft to see what it's doing. If it can't do that, yeah, exactly, DK. 600 lot up at 260 is what we've been saying. Since they came on the tape, we never went and tested it. So we don't know if they're real yet either. It could be that buyer who bought like 1,500 plus lots on Friday, trimming some of their position. Could easily be some of that. We'll find out soon. Yes, having another attempt. It's trying to build that flag, that right shoulder, to go and test its IB high. It's what it wants to do. Nvidia's trying to go back and retest 130. Buyers will need to take control up here soon, lower time frame. If they don't, they're going to get themselves stuck and washed out, and we go for that deeper drive down, which is fine by me, like absolutely fine by me. Here goes ES. It's having that attempt then. It's going for that move. It's looking for that break on that right shoulder to squeeze up to the IB high. It's trying to build up to do it. Take care, DK. Have a good day. Hope your dogs are all good. All right, market looking like it's trying to build. I don't know whether it's going to be able to do it here, folks, but it's trying to build for that move up. Like, it's just ES cannot break out of that level we keep talking about, and we have not tested the 260s yet on the NQ. Part of me expects them to get tested, but we keep front running them. Like, everyone can see them, and they're just taking, you know, some size off in front of them. You need the ES to get through 910s. And you need Tesla really to get through 130s. Feels like it's desperate to do it, this market. Can we get going here, market? What are we doing? Feels like a squeeze is on here. It really feels like a squeeze is on here. It's just that 260. They want to test 260 and see if he's real and see if they fill him. Here we go. It's going to test him now. Gone. Absolutely slammed through him. He was real. He got filled. Did he? He did. Yeah, he got filled. Did he? He pulled it. He's not on the SVP. Man, he must have pulled that the last second. I literally watched us run up to him and I was like, oh yeah, he got filled. And then I watched the session volume profile and there's nothing on it. All right, so we got a spoofer in the tape again today. ES still not through that tens, that 910s. Remember, get through 910s. It's what can trigger that squeeze. Nvidia's right banging on the door of the 130s that I was talking about. Not through it yet. Psych number. I'm not going to play this. Like, there's someone in the tape playing games as well, where while we're at high of week, high of month, high of day, I'm all right. I'm all right waiting. I would love that deep pullback. It's just doesn't want to give it to me. It's because shorts are cooked, and it's okay. I understand. I understand, market. You're not always going to give me what I want. I understand. Yeah, I see him. 285, just under 300s. And then 300's a 44 lot, and then 325 a 53 lot. So Nvidia can't get back through 130s. Market on ES can't get through the 910s for that move into the IB high. Someone's going to get hurt here soon. Someone is going to get hurt here soon. If they cannot break out through highs on the ES, the bulls will get hurt by bidding up here. You can see the volume starting to build and build and build and build. All right, they need to hold this for this move. If they fail, we come back down to here probably. I am a cheapskate. I want it to come lower. Yeah, new 15-minute, new 5-minute, 45 minutes left. Look how extended we are on the daily. Think about where we are on the daily. Here's the bull. We're right at the bull. Is the only things left to aim for, I'd say, is these guys here. These wicks here. Get through that. We've got some daily imbalances up into here. But there's been no cool off today. Yeah, it's a 200 lot in front of him now as well. They're trying to hold the IB now. It's this is getting tricky. Like, every part of me wants to hit long, and I can't. Yes, trying again for that 910. Nice, Ash. Good work. Yeah, hopefully lots of you took that opening range break. There's not been a whole lot to take other than that. 910 is absolutely key on ES. You can see it. Nvidia still not through the 130s. Microsoft still red on the day. Remember, folks, we are up 300 points right now after a monster move yesterday as well. Like, effectively from the gap 162, we closed yesterday 972. So basically 800 points yesterday, another 300 points today, like 1,100 points up since Friday's close. Just remember that. Without any significant pullback, really. We built liquidity yesterday, now we've broken out. Really, the best buy was the New York Open. Just buy it and close your eyes. Microsoft trying to find a bit of a bid here. JJ, I totally agree. Best buy was London. That's what I was. I don't know if you were here earlier. I wanted to be a trader down here. Back test of this. Right shoulder, quasi, head, here, here. Any of these, a buy for this move. I didn't really want to be buying a breakout today, but it has meant that I'm not got the trade I want, and it's okay. There'll be new trades the rest of the week. Hopefully, we can... Oh, don't know what that is. Hopefully, at some point, we can do something like this and offer a short back down and then offer a buying back opportunity back up somewhere in here later in the week. That'd be great. Unless Powell gets really hawkish, in which case if we get all the way under this and get stuck, I'll look for that trade down. But I think what I'm looking for is a return back into buy. Just looking for ways of getting long in this market. Nice to be in Italy, JJ. Where in Italy are you, my friend? New high coming here. ES banging on that door at 10. There it goes. There's the new high. All right, so they've taken 10s. ES is going to go for that drive up towards the initial balance now. Here's the liquidity, 80 and 85 now. Oh my gosh, that took forever to do it, didn't it? All right, back to 10s. You would expect the ES to break out back towards the IB high. If it does not do that, I would say it's problematic because NQ is making more highs, more highs, more highs. Nvidia's now reclaimed 130s. If it's a stop run, it's going to be a problem. Back to 10s for ES. It needs to find a bid here after it broke out to get back to IB high. If it doesn't find a bid here on ES, I'd say it's going to be a bit of a problem. I cannot believe the deepest pullback we had was this. I cannot believe that, but crazy. Hey, it is what it is. We are in trend up. No doubt about it. Yes, trying to find a bid here at 10s. Like I said, it's key, this level, 910. Just broke out from it. It needs to hold a bid here in order to trade back up to that initial balance high. If it fails to do that, if buyers fail to get that rotation back to the highs, it will be a problem for them. We did fill someone at 80. 111 contracts got filled there. That 600 lot is up at 85s. Or just above. Oh. Sorry, folks. I know it's been a boring session. Okay, back under 10s. Back to IB we go on the NQ. Does it find a bid here? If we get a failed auction above IB, we drift back underneath. You want to be careful of that liquidity that we built out between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock, really. So you want to continue looking for upside moves until, if we start getting stuck here, you want to be careful that they don't come and get these guys and then maybe bid up later. And this is the danger. I'm more interested here, really, as a buyer. I'm going to get some fruit here. All right. ES trying to grind up to that IB high. VIX still making higher lows on the 5-minute chart and higher highs versus flow zones, but maybe it's looking for that move to previous day low. Like, just I don't like the divergence in general here, so I'm just waiting. Gold looking good, is it? ES wants to get up to that IB high and take out the high day. It just can't do it. Here it goes. Is he going to do it now? Still got divergence. Here it goes. All right, so watching ES now. How does it operate after it takes out that high? What's up, Anto? Into the next level of liquidity here. All right, so next supply level up here. So I expect some profit taking into this. Momentum remains bullish. ES now took out that level, taking out his IB high. So ES trying to catch up a little bit here. You are 35 minutes away from lunch. We are just drifting higher. Remember, we are extended into the top Bollinger Band. We are approaching the next level of supply. In fact, I'm going to delete this now because we've gone through it. Market trying to get going here. But just be careful if at some point it would not surprise me to see a more nasty pullback and some profit taking. Okay, so if you've been long in these moves, if you've been holding the flow zones, good for you. Make sure you're paying yourself on the way because you are buying high to go higher right now. VIX is just stuck underneath 18. It's not really moving. Did that guy get filled? Oh, he got filled. He actually got filled that time, that 600 lot. So he was real. He moved up to get a better price, which means for me, he was a buyer who was selling some of his positions. So he might be that buyer from Friday starting to trim some of his position. Remember, on the tape on Friday, we had some big orders getting filled. I reckon at least 1,400, 1,500 of the same buyer in different positions getting filled on those dips on Friday. And that might be him starting to trim some of his position, locking in some profits. Next levels, max pain, I would say that they want to go for is really sort of 385s, 420s. 385s, 420s. If it's going to keep just squeezing and squeezing and squeezing all these shorts out. We haven't had, I mean, there was better volume there, but we haven't had like a blowout moment yet. We haven't had it where the shorts are completely cooked yet, where they've just been forced out. It's just a slow drift higher today. Nvidia stuck back under 130. So it's definitely a big level that for Nvidia, 130. Still, we drift higher. Trump talking currently. Trump to offer Iran a path to a brighter future. So he's got a speech right now. Syria must hope a new government will succeed. All right, let's just get this. See if I can find this speech. He's already talking, Anto. He's talking now. All the live broadcasts are delayed. All right, seeing some hesitation there. Look at the ES and its IB. Think about failed auction versus auction theory. We are still in bullish momentum, but just be aware we have not had a deep pullback today. It would not surprise me at some point for them to blow everyone out and then do a deep pullback straight away afterwards. Still high highs, high lows, low time frame. ES under its IB though, so just watching carefully. VIX trying to build, going back towards 18s here on the VIX. New seller here, 545 lot at 300s. ES retesting IB now, see if it can pop back through it. Volume still bullish. Last 7 minutes, very bullish volume. Nice work, Richard. Great work. Another big green day for you. Lovely, lovely work. ES trying to reclaim initial balance here. VIX still can't get through 18s. Could be a big old bear flag on VIX. We have to see here. It's just been, since the open, what I don't like on the VIX is it's just been constantly making higher highs on higher lows on a 5-minute chart. It's not what you want to see when we're drifting higher on the SPY. So need to be a little bit careful here. Wow. Quite funny that they're playing this song. Is anyone else watching this? Ninja Trader, Anto. So still got a seller up at 300. Huh? One sec, folks. Sorry about that, team. Having to get on a call with a surgeon, unfortunately. Yeah, still stuck underneath its IB. Buyer down at 250, seller up at 300. Big seller up at 300 still. Trump now talking. We're just in trend day up right now on the Qs. Question is, does some exhaustion come in? Do we start washing down to buy back up later? Or are we just going to drift and drift and drift and drift and drift, which is what is... Well, Anto, I would love to see a massive drop from here that I can buy back up, but so far not seeing it. Lots of liquidity hanging out under here, I would say. I'd love these buyers to get punished, to be absorbed, to go back up later. But right now we're not seeing it, so we can't be doing much. All right, here's the drive to 300 to try and take out this this participant. Let's see if he's real. He just marketed a little bit lower. I think he is real. We didn't take him out yet. Came right into him, didn't take him out. Still 549 lot there. Still absorbing flow zones. Sorry, I moved that, didn't I? Why is this showing this line? I've got to speak to the designer about this. Yeah, it's definitely real. 98 got filled on that push into it. Got in. No, it's because I'm testing out the new algo, dude. I'm testing out my new flow zones. So they stay green all the time. We stay in a buy continuation. So they're to stop you trying to play short side when we're bidding up. So I can take it off, but it's I'm just testing out the new Flow Zone Pro. So it's a whole new system. So you can take it, you'll be able to take it off. Without it, it will just look like this, like normal. Yeah. So it's to stop people trying to bet against the momentum which is happening in the market. So that's why I built it. So I'm just I'm still in testing zone phase right now before I release it to the public. So I just want to make sure it's working perfectly, which is why I'm using it on stream. Yeah, still holding above its IB high for now. VIX is still just basing just under 18. It has me a little bit concerned how the VIX is happening. I have never tried Bullnox. No, I don't use Bullnox. Apex, Tradeify, Take Profit. They're my top 3 prop firms by an absolute mile. But lots of people like Bullnox. I think they're quite expensive from what I understand. Am I making it compatible? Yeah, this is TradingView. What you're looking at, Yulimar, this is TradingView. So it's me testing it before I release it. So yes, is the simple answer. But what you're looking at is TradingView. Don't like Top Step. I think they're a little bit overpriced. There are some people there I don't like. Think they have some agendas. I'll say that. But they're a good firm. They pay out. The rules are easy. Callan, use FTMO. Should you switch? I've never used FTMO, so I can't comment. But if you're trading it well, if they're giving you payouts, if their support system is good, then no reason to switch. Bullnox's TradingView interface, yes. Well, you can use TradingView interface on any platform that uses Tradeovate because it will connect direct. I don't like using whatever it's called, X, any of that stuff. It's one of the reasons I hate Top Step. It's absolute nonsense that the CEO sits on the board of Project X and Top Step, and you can only use, the 10-to-1 ratio of micros to minis if you use X. What a load of bollocks. Don't like that. So it's one of the reasons I don't like them. I like executing a ninja. Fair enough, Christy. I don't like it because it has major limitations when it comes to VWAP and EMAs and SMAs. Major limitations. Cannot price them properly. Other than that, it's not too bad. Also, it won't allow custom scripts. It's kind of stupid when it borrows its information from TradingView. Oh, nice, Anto. Well, worth giving a try for sure. Exactly, Bowden. That winds me up. And if you ever use their EMAs or their VWAPs, you will notice they are wrong. If you ever compare it to any other data site, they will be wrong. It's one of the reasons I stopped using them. Yeah, exactly. Good idea, Christy. Execute on there and use TradingView for charts. All right, 300 still fit. 559 lot at 300. 509 lot at 310. All right, so I think once we get through that, that will give us about 15. I thought it was 1,400 lots. That will be over 1,400 lots. That would say to me, if that is the participant from Friday, if we don't know it is, but if it's the participant from Friday, he would have sold most his position. They have an API just released. What does that do, Martin? So you can upload your own stuff, or Still holding flow zones. ES still holding the initial balance. Still bullish in momentum. We're still trading upside. I expect a wash at some point, but ideally I'd like it to go and take the resting liquidity above and then fail. Running out of time as well. Lunch coming in 15 odd minutes. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Also, some of the people, the way they've treated some people as well, it's a joke. Don't cut off the hand that feeds you. Still holding flow zones. ES still holding IB. This is still going to trade upside until proves otherwise. There's still liquidity up there for it to aim for. $1 billion. He likes saying the word billion. Billion. Okay, 300 there. They pulled it. Pulled at 300, 310 now, 500 lot there, then 320 added up there. So this seller's just lifting. He's lifting, and we're going to keep going for his levels of liquidity. So he just keeps lifting on the tape. He is real, but he's lifting, trying to get filled higher and higher and higher. That's what's telling me he's a buyer. I think he's that buyer from Friday. Great companies. And ES, new high of day, and VIX in the New York session also printed a new high of day. So major, major, major divergence. It's not pretty out there, folks. Yeah, huge orders, Phenom. Looking for one sort of blowout. What I'd like to see, if we're going to think about any trade, we need a blowout where we see volume ripple the shorts out, and then this. And if you want to take the short, you can. And if you want to buy it back, you can. And this will offer opportunity. That and that. What I don't want to participate is this up here, really. Never seen before. Oh, I just find it so funny. All right, yes, back to IB. Sorry, folks. I just find it funny. I think he's great. Back to IB here on the ES, retesting the IB on the ES. Are they going to hold? This is where we squeezed and broke out from. If they don't hold this, we trade back inside the IB. And then the rotation is possible. If they can hold this, they have a re-squeeze possible. Watching IB very closely here on the ES. Some selling coming in here. Starting to see some selling here on the tape, folks. Marketing in a little bit. Want to see if pops start to fail now. If pops start to fail, we get a bigger rotation down. We're at a key level here on the ES, coming into that 10 level that we broke out from. Watching the NQs to see if they're going to shift momentum downside or if they're just going to absorb this same level, this sort of 70s that we've been at. If the next pop fails into IB on ES, I'd be very cautious if you've been a buyer this morning. You're only 10 minutes away from lunch as well, remember, folks. Still liquidity up higher, but you got 500, 506, and 200 lot. 10s, 20s, 30s. Definitely starting to see some selling on this tape now. The question is, are they going to trap here or are they going to let it go all the way back to IB? Watching this very, very closely if pops are going to start failing here. Seen a lot of different towers. So what I'm thinking is if they're going to do something like this and get stuck, they might come to here and maybe here. If this is exhaustion, up and over this. If they trap here, they're going to keep going higher. So these are the two things I'm watching right now. The ES is underneath its IB. Trump is still talking. VIX is trading up towards previous day low. This is what's going to be tricky. If VIX rejects previous day low, the market can squeeze. Like, they're making this really hard. We should not be going upside at the same time. VIX with a gap above if it wants to trade into it. We've swept internal liquidity now at 72. How long we got left? I don't really want to initiate a trade into lunch. Oil. Do you understand? All right, are they going to do this bear flag breakdown here? Is the VIX going to reclaim previous day low? It's jumpy up here for sure. Looks like a bear flag breakdown. You've got to be very careful. They can trap here. This is the problem. So what I'm saying about if you play shorts today, you're playing counter trend against every single time frame. Timing these are going to be almost impossible today. It'll be very, very hard. So I'd much rather let them puke it out and bid it back up. VIX still at its high of day. It's trying to get back up towards previous day low on a VIX. Oh, sorry, folks. Slam the mic. Still liquidity up higher. All right, there's still liquidity up at 310s and above. No real buyers on the tape. There's a buyer at 260. That's about it right now. Said any short, you are counter trend today. And I would say that all day long. I don't think that will change at all today. Look at the hourly. It can afford a very, very big pullback. It will just be a counter trend short. Right, you'll be a pullback leg after a breakout to get long. Where would I love to get long? Well, it's never going to give it to me, but I'd love to get long around 21,000 all the way down to 20,940. I don't think I'm going to get it. That's where I'd love to get long. Nvidia coming back for that 130 check. Apple about to go green to red by the looks of it. See if they hold the gap. So if they trap under here, they have the chance to go upside. If they fail around 90s, then maybe they try and produce that lower high for the first time today. The Arabian way. VIX failing that previous day low check. This is the hardest thing for me. It's the confluence in this trade is not there. Oh, yeah. Can I get a trade? I don't think so. I don't think so. If we get a push that fails, followed by a break structure, maybe there's a counter trend short. Do I want to trade a counter trend short into lunch? Probably not, folks. Probably not. It's probably not a wise idea. Exactly, Anto. That's exactly how I feel. Watching ES into initial balance. If they start reclaiming IB, I'd say ES key level is initial balance all the way up to 16s. If they fail there, they can make a lower high. If they fail that and followed by a lower low, then we might go into a deeper sale to come and wash out the late bulls. And at that point, I'd be interested in buying it back later on this afternoon, maybe. But we've hit all targets. So if I'm buying it back, I'm buying it back for a retest of these levels we're at now, probably. Basically a flat day for me. One little scalp trade and that's it. A lot of money. I want to get an alarm clock with him on. I might make one on AI. Wake up, Alex. Time to make some money. You got to make a lot of money. The market's booming under me. Press buy. You make a lot of money. Make you really rich. Not like Sleepy Joe. What a waste of space that man was. You make so much money. You can buy Canada. 51st state. How do you get your chart to look like mine? Luke, you do the course, and unfortunately this isn't available yet. It'll probably be available next week, but this is the Flow Zone System Pro. But right now you can get the Flow Zone system with the course like this. All right, so pretty close. But this would probably be available from next week or so. I'm just testing it at the moment. I'm so rich now, Capt. I'm gonna buy your country. And you know the Leafs lose so much, I'm gonna name them losers. Losers. All right, that seller at 10 has moved down to 300. Yeah, it's showing the signals. The buy signal, recent buy signal was down. I've taken the pullback signals off, but the signals are here. I just took the pullbacks off because sometimes it can just look a bit messy. You know, pullback signals, there you go. Pullback signal was there. Buying signal here, pullback. So maybe I'll leave them on. That would have been a good one, shouldn't it? I think I actually took that anyway. That was the trade I took. Raphael, this one comes with the course for now. I'm changing this. It's going to be changed. It won't be quite as powerful with the course. This one will be an upgrade available for everyone, probably. Failed to make a new high there, folks. We got
stuck underneath the initial balance on ES. Be careful. If they sell this, it will be a lower high, lower low for the first time today.
All right, watching ES. See how it's starting to get stuck at that IB high, okay? If we produce a lower low, we will go deeper here. It's a big, big level here. Liquidity, 95 and 300. So that seller has moved down. He's trying to get filled now. He's worried that he's not going to get filled higher at the moment.
Do we make a bear flag? Not good. Not good for the market if we make a bear flag.
There's no new version of the Ninja Trader Flow Zone. That one's done and finished, my friend. That's even more powerful than this on here. The Ninja Trader Flow Zone is so good. That's what I'm using here in front of me.
Retesting the lows here. Maybe now bear flag down. Bear flag down incoming on the market. Here we go. Be very careful. If they break lows, we will go lower.
All right, watch the ES here. Very, very careful here. If you're in this long, you want to be careful. You should have been locking in profits. There is a chance for them to start tanking this back down towards some level of structure here, folks, okay? Here it goes. Here it goes. Possible back towards IB on the NQ. You can see it on ES. It's so clean on ES, all right, because we got stuck. This got stuck at the IB high, which is what I was talking about. This is your breaker structure. So if we start getting continuation, we're looking for IB and then down into there. And then underneath these levels, either a trap here or a trap here would be nice. This would be fantastic because it would be average price of buyers all day. I'd love it to come back there for me. I'll leave a alert there for me this afternoon. You're starting to see some selling in the tape here. 260 is where your buyer is. Let's see if there's anyone underneath him. And I think the 910s on ES are key. Remember earlier we were saying the breakout 910s would get us to the IB, which is what happened. So we're back testing that now. Let's see if they find a buyer there. If they don't find a buyer there, there is a deeper pullback is very much possible in this market right now. Nine tens here on ES. Absolutely vital.
No one's ever seen these buildings. Beautiful buildings. Breaking down the bear flag. Alex is joining the bear flag, looking for a little scalp to make a little bit of money. Here we go, breaking down. Not what I want. What Alex wants, not what Trump wants.
Beautiful. Let's go. Woo! Here we go. Breaking down. Lower highs, lower lows starting to take place as we rotate into that initial balance. All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Remember, all shorts are counter trend, so you want to be proactive if you're going to play with me today on the short side. All right, you want to be proactive. We expect it to be bid back up. The question is, where is the trap? Does it happen between IB and 230, or does it happen all the way down at 187s? We're into lunch now as well. It's a bit of profit taking into lunch. Here we go. Beauty, beauty, beauty. You can see we went red just to help you with the confluence. All right, lower, high, lower, low, bear, flag, trade into here, taking some profits into here. If we get down there, amazing, but not really expecting it unless it really wants to do it. Oh, don't do that. Give me my system back. Thank you.
Made a little bit of money.
All right, no more impressions, Alex. Stop it. Stop it. Looking good. Just had to be patient. Lower, high, lower, low. Once that came, was the trigger. Buying out 250s. IB is at 246s, right? So they're trying to come in and protect the initial balance. ES is underneath the initial balance. NVIDIA is underneath 130. Oh, where's my chart gone? There it is. Looking good here. Getting ready to take a partial here in this wash in. We're just into deep pullback flow zones. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Remember, buyer at 150, we said. It's talking about making a deal with Iran, so I don't know how the market will react to that. Into these deep pullback flow zones here. If we wash, we're going to go initial balance. If we can get under there, there is a chance to get down to 190s. Still didn't fill that guy. He pulled as well at 150. I'd like to see this drift lower, really. Garbert, any benefit of staying on the 1 minute late in the day instead of a higher time frame? I mean, you should always be looking at the higher time frame. 1 minute should just be for execution, nothing else. So holding the deep pullback flow zones, holding the initial balance, I'd say ES backtest 110 will be key here. If it stays heavy versus 110, we go lower. If it reclaims it, then maybe this is the pullback over. Like we said, we expect this to be bid back up. It's just a question of where. That's why I'm saying you have to be proactive with shorts, as in proactive in taking profits. ES coming for that 110 backtest. One way or another. ES rejecting in front of 910. Bears will need a new breakdown of this low on the ES, as they will on the NQ. NQ hasn't really pushed up enough yet to test those flow zones into 70s to 75s to see if sellers are there for that leg down through the IB. All right, so I'm looking to see if it's going to do that. Again, overall, we're bullish. You'll remember that. Like I keep saying, at some point, buyers come back in, absorb to go back upside again. Question is, what point is that? Still just holding those deep pullback flow zones. I'd love to see like a nasty shove down. We're in lunch, so I should probably get going, really. I'm just trying to hold this runner a little bit. Millions of people. Seller now moved to 280. All right, he's trying to get filled at 280 now. So this is the same seller that was at 310, then 300, then 280. He's like, fill me, please fill me, please fill me. Thought you were going to come up and fill me. He's moving all his orders. He's got 3 cells and he's stacking them up, moving down, trying to get filled. I mean, be careful here because ES is coming back into a level of support right here that we created this morning. Basically into these levels here. ES is already into these. All right, that's it for me. That's it. I'm going to get off stream, put my stop in, manage this trade. And we'll be back tomorrow for the same thing. We just do the same thing over and over and over again. We're very, very patient. Either Alex gets a trade where he wants or Alex does not get a trade where he wants. And that's the end of it. And until then, please use hard stops. Remember, Trump is still talking. You have to use hard stops. You have to be smart. Peace and love, folks. And I'll catch you for pre-market tomorrow. All right, 9:15 tomorrow. Take care.